Chapter 1. Marla Kensington stood on the corner in front of the Comedy Shack. It was a Friday night, and she was soliciting customers for the upcoming show. She'd been telling jokes for an hour and making people laugh. It wasn't difficult, considering her personality. The passers-by could not resist the attractive woman with the dazzling smile, sexy haircut, and lean figure. Marla was stunning. She was dressed in white denim shorts, a vest, and heels. Her long brown legs and bare arms were a rich dark color that drew the eye instinctively. She enchanted the onlookers. She mesmerized men and women with her Nubian beauty. "Admission is free," enticed Marla, "and all the jokes are on the house." A man attempted to walk past, but Marla sent him a disarming smile and asked, "When was the last time you laughed, sir?" Beau Brenton hesitated before stopping. He gave her a curious look, and then he answered, "I stopped laughing a long time ago." His response startled Marla, but it drew her immediately to him. "Why is that?" "Life hasn't been particularly kind to me," he said, surveying her body with very clinical eyes. "I've stopped doing a lot of things lately." Marla heard seriousness in his statement. She thought she also detected pain in his voice and a deep sadness. "Such as, what aren't you able to do?" Marla questioned. She realized as she spoke that she was being drawn away from her fun task of providing laughs to the passing crowd, but she couldn't resist the urge to question this man. She felt like she was gently being pulled into an intriguing, mysterious world of curious looks and daring confessions. One glance into the stranger's metallic blue eyes caused a tingling sensation to prick her fingertips. She felt her breath quicken, but she couldn't explain why. Marla gazed at his thick black waves of hair that was trimmed and stylish. She ran her eyes over a white shirt, dark trousers, and polished shoes. The man concealed his wealth in a modest way. His clothing was classic, yet understated. The comedian noted the linked gold chain dangling from his waist and trailing to his pant pocket. She also caught sight of a signet ring on his right hand as he ran his fingers through his hair. "Your question deserves a modest answer, so I must decline. My words wouldn't be appropriate," said Beau as he began to walk away. "Wait, what were you going to say? I'd like to hear it." Marla was surprised at how quickly she opened her mouth, and the words rushed out. "No, you don't," he assured her. "You might consider my comments vulgar and obscene." The stranger's words provoked a curiosity in the comedian, which hadn't been piqued since Kevin. She felt warmth suddenly shoot through her. What was happening to her? Were her legs becoming weak? Was she experiencing a shortness of breath? Marla stared at the handsome stranger. She waited for him to speak. "I haven't slept with a woman since my wife died. I look at you, and I am tempted. All I can see is sex." Marla gasped slightly. Her eyes widened in amazement. No, she hadn't expected to hear those words, but she also wouldn't have thought that they would invoke such an erotic, sultry scene in her head. The man continued speaking. "All I can feel is desire. I know what lies beneath those shorts. I can envision that sensual place between your legs." He was blunt, but the power of his crude words was amazing. The thought of sexing the stranger hit her hard. The impact was immediate, and the idea was frightening. However, one seductively spoken phrase from the handsome man had planted the notion in her head. His comments stirred a deeply buried longing in Marla. "Wow," was all she could say, but she didn't turn away from the man or try to run. She stood rooted to the spot and stared. Beau Brenton gave her an inquisitive look and continued speaking when he realized that his words were not received as offensively as he'd believed they would be. "I can see right through your clothes. Your waist is tiny, your torso long. I even know your breast size, double C." Marla blinked several times and then stared harder. "I am shocked," she admitted. "Do you always feel comfortable saying whatever comes to mind?" "I did warn you." "Yes, you did. But do you make it a habit to say such things to the women that you meet on street corners?" The stranger raised his eyebrow in amusement. "What are you suggesting? This isn't a red light district." "No, not that," laughed Marla defensively, as she quickly realized where his mind had gone. "Definitely not that." "I am not soliciting you. I do not pay for that kind of entertainment. I am simply making an observation," he stated. And what an observation, she thought. Marla refused to gawk, but she was spellbound. The man was unbelievable. The things he said were outrageous. She knew that her protective guard should have been going up all around her, but she wasn't afraid of him. Maybe it was the manner in which he spoke that allayed her fears. His tone had been low, his voice soft, seductive. "Actually," he continued, "you are the first woman that I have spoken to in this way. I usually do not speak so bluntly in public, not with a complete stranger," he admitted. "I would not even be saying these things now, but you wanted to know." She conceded gradually with a nod. "I'll be more cautious in the future, but you, sir, have a very powerful little tongue. You should be careful how you use it." "I haven't had any problems in the past," he said, daring her to take the conversation further. "Oh, you are really good," she laughed. "I thought I was the entertainer, but obviously you have skills of your own. Keep talking like that, and I won't be able to concentrate when I go on stage tonight. I'm the opening act." "Really?" "Uh-huh," she admitted as she inspected his eyes. A charged silence surrounded them. It buffered them from the outside world. They appeared to be completely alone and distracted with one another. They were two unique strangers, locked in a private moment. Then Beau laughed without warning. The sound tickled the night air and vibrated strangely over his eardrums. The noise was pleasing, refreshing. He stared at the woman before him. She'd actually made him laugh. She'd momentarily eased the grief that encased his heart. He was surprised. The laughter lingered in the air around them as Beau moved a bit closer to Marla. He examined her face. He concentrated on her eyes. "You've got my attention," he stated. "Who are you?" "Just a woman with a sudden desire to know if your actions are more scandalous than your words." "Would you like a demonstration? It's dark enough, and I've got the time. No one will notice if I discreetly went exploring," he said, glancing directly at her breasts. The couple was now standing inches apart. Beau was slightly towering above the confident, playful comedian. "I do bite," he warned, "but it makes everything feel so much more intense." He was now eyeing her taut nipples, pressing against a vest. Marla felt the beginning of an orgasmic rush. Her body was physically responding to the stranger. A sigh almost escaped her mouth, but she trapped it between soft lips. She instead leaned forward and whispered into the stranger's ear, That felt good. Really good. But I have to go. However, I think you should know that you are the first man to talk dirty to me since my husband passed away. Thanks for the treat," she said, brushing her lips against his cheek. "I'm going to sleep good tonight." And, with those hushed words, Marla Kensington left an astonished stranger standing alone on a street corner.